Alter Ego Podcast here on Monday. I hope that you like it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Alter Ego Podcast. That was super loud. I'm really sorry if I hurt your ears. Welcome. Today with us we have... Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi.
We have Mark. We have Mr. Ryan. Welcome back, Ryan.
How you doing?
And we have the beautiful Megan Austin. How are you?
I'm good.
She's back.
I'm back.
After lots of people were like, hey, Megan sounded super prepared. She did so good. Why don't you have her back?
All three people that are currently in
You
the
guys
room.
suck. Why don't you have her back?
That was all you. So
Oh, was that
that's
me?
the weirdest part.
Was that me? That is
It was
weird.
only
You just
you.
screaming at yourself in the mirror.
I did.
Suck compared to her.
Come on, man. I just listened to it and cried in the shower. Anyway, what are we
Hey,
talking
Uzi.
about? Well, actually, let's get into a couple housekeeping things. What episode are we on? No, let me clear something up, too. If you've been listening to the episodes and you hear me say episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and it is not in that order,
They
that's
never
because the
are.
order that we recorded them.
A little Easter egg for you
Spoiler
guys.
We did not release them in that order.
Maybe
so.
we
If
should
you're
stop
listening
saying
to
episode
episode, I have. If you haven't noticed, if you're on episode 5 or 6, or you're on Bane, and you hear episode 3, you're not out of order.
We're out of order.
We're out of order.
Absolutely.
We couldn't handle the truth. You know what I mean? So sorry about that.
I almost made that same joke, and I'm like, dare I?
Yeah,
And then you went
I
ahead and
did,
took the
only-
reins
I
on
took
that.
it.
In
I ran
private.
with it. I'll take the brunt of it.
I made fun of him about it.
She did.
When I heard episode 3
Yep.
and he was like, episode 2, and I was like, wait a second.
One of my other friends that listens to the show was like, "Hey, this just said episode 2. It's like the 4th one." I was like, "Shut up.
Who invited you?
Just listen and like it." Oh,
We're so
goodness.
good to the fans.
We are. We're so nice. Hey, free hugs, though, if you ever approach us about the podcast. Mark or I will hug you unless you have a communicable disease. He will. But anyway, I don't know what episode number we're on. I'll research that and get back to you.
No numbers needed.
But we do have a sponsor for the podcast today.
Who might that be?
Mark, why don't you tell us about it?
Today's episode is brought to you by Forge Supply Company. Forge Supply makes all natural and organic soaps for men. They come in great scents, like crisp IPA, pine and pine tar.
Pine tar is one that I want.
Yes, pine
because
tar
I
is
have-
definitely one of the top ones. We got an amber and peppermint,
Yeah.
sandalwood bourbon. So check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Forge Supply.
I also want to say this before
say
you
something.
continue.
Please.
You did very distinctly say it's for men.
Yes.
Ladies, don't touch the forged soap. I don't care if it smells good. If you want to try it on your body, if your man is showering and you're in the shower with him, keep a safe distance. It's not for you.
Stay back.
Stay back.
I feel attacked right
No,
now.
you should. You
Being
should.
The wife in the room.
There are actually 2 scents that are unisex. So tropical teakwood
yeah.
and sandalwood bourbon are unisex.
Yeah, I love sandalwood bourbon.
I spoke to a rep from there not too long ago about the teak wood, and they said that they highly recommended it. So I was super jazzed. I can't wait to get mine. But where can we find it again?
You can order it through the website, forgesupply.com. And if you use the promo code Alter Ego, you get 10% off your purchase.
Oh boy, what's up?
Now, is that
I'm all
Forge
about
or
that
Forge?
10%.
Forge, Forged, supply.com.
And it actually, the symbol is the anvil.
Yes.
So it's like if you're looking for it and you were like, is this it? Yeah, forged soap. It has the anvil. It has a really rustic look to the design. I think it's awesome. Smells great. Can't wait to use it on my body.
Ooh.
I can't wait to smell like IPA.
Yeah. You already do.
That is. Now you have an excuse. But
Yeah.
that one is my favorite. The Citrus IPA is
Yes.
my favorite one out of all of them. So Forged Supply, Instagram, Facebook, and .com.
Yeah. Follow them, like them, order from them, love them. Because we love them because they support us. On to the topic of today's
What we got.
Alter Ego podcast. Last episode, if I chronologically have this correct, should have been the character bio on Bane. But before that, we talked about a certain group of mutants and their re-entry into the MCU and some possibilities. And there's another group that we discussed briefly, that being the Fantastic Four.
We did.
You know, I did not like the Fantastic Four iterations the first time around with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans.
It was
and
very of the time, I believe.
I thought,
My favorite out of all of them so far.
Oh boy.
Oh,
This is
God.
going to be interesting.
We need a bigger table.
No, you're that guy. You're that guy. If I have
Do
an
you
opinion,
love Daredevil as well?
Ryan does
No,
not
I
agree.
thought Daredevil was actually pretty bad too.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I just, I thought there was such a good opportunity for Doctor Doom to
That's
come
where-
out and
yeah.
be a force, and him robbing some company for heat-seeking missiles, giving Reed Richards a chemistry lesson. No. When I see Doctor Doom, I see he just blew up your building, and that was his way of saying hi, hello. You know what I mean? Like, all hail Latveria, not, the Latvian people sent you a mask because they like you. Dude, come on. I was not a fan of that. I truly wasn't. I thought Chris Evans did what Chris Evans does and was perfect. He did a great job as Human Torch. And I thought Michael Chiklis was not a bad Ben Grimm.
No, not at all. I feel like I deleted half this movie from my memory because I only remember bits and pieces.
But it was the best out of the Fantastic Four movies that we've had.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm lumping them all in together.
Which isn't
Rise
saying
of
a
the
lot.
Silver Surfer,
You
the
have not
newest
seen
one
the
that I
Chronicle
haven't
version.
seen. I saw the freaking trailer for it and just said, nope.
Smart man.
Yeah.
I saw it in theaters.
And we are actually going to be looking at the 1973.
Nope, 1993.
1993. That's what I said, 93. Don't
Yes.
quote me on that. 1993 version for Patreon.
Yes.
We're going to be reviewing that movie and looking at it in all its glory. We snuck a couple peeks at it on the old U of Tubes, and boy, oh boy.
So that'll be the Seven Lamb Patreon exclusive episode from Alter Ego, which
Yes.
covers the 1993 movie. For those of you who do not know, Sony was eligible to lose the rights to
Yeah.
the Fantastic Four, so they had to create a movie, and they made this and never released it.
They made a movie and did not release
but
it.
we got our
But-
hands on it.
Yeah, we found it on the interwebs because you can find anything there.
The dark web.
The dark web. And we will be reviewing that one for Patreon. So check it out. We will have plenty of links for you on all of our media, which I will shout out at the end of the podcast, so you can go find us on there if you haven't already. So we're talking rumors of the Fantastic Four and some casting points, who they are rumored to have shown up, and some things that they've already kind of hinted at a little bit in the MCU currently. Apparently, there's a blink and you'll miss it in Thor: The Dark World. Don't know.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Must
It's
have
a
blinked
thing,
'cause I
man.
missed it.
Come on, Google it. It's worth the Google.
No. I just want you to tell me in great detail.
No.
Ah, okay.
No.
I never get what I want.
Here is where I want to start with is how do we think they're going to enter the MCU? Because as we talked about on X-Men's kind of difficult. It's a lot of variables to pull in. With Fantastic Four, that's one movie. That's one one thing that they need to do, and boom, they're there.
See, that's the thing. This is going to have a lot of parallels to our X-Men episode because we started with the conversation of do you bring them in independently or do you bring them in together? Fantastic Four is together, obviously.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Nobody wants a Thing movie. Not me.
Well,
But
I want an Invisible Woman movie where you don't see her at all from start to finish.
it's just
Oh my
green
God.
screen.
It's just voiceover.
Just voiceover.
Just walk
I
out of
entered
that
the
door.
room
Yeah,
and then somebody stubbing their toe a lot.
and there will be a Fantastic Four fanboy out there that'll be like, finally, Sue Storm done correctly. The Invisible, I didn't see her the whole time. Perfect. This one should go for an Academy Award.
So where do you want to start with this? Do you want to start with how we think they should be introduced or
I
what are
want
you
to talk
thinking?
about some rumors of things that have been leaked saying these particular characters will appear.
Okay.
Okay? And this might tell us a little bit about that. You're looking at my list from upside
You have
down.
a lot of notes and I
do.
really like it.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
have a
It's
lot of
Louis
notes.
didn't have time
And
to
it's
make
not
it.
just
Some of
Wikipedia
my-
printed out.
some
He
of my,
typed this all himself.
Some of my X-Men notes are on here from last week, so I'm trying to...
The Fantastic Four, Wolverine, the Invisible Woman.
Yeah, so
And
the
the Hulk.
first and the obvious one, it's kind of stupid to say that these will be rumored to appear, but obviously Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, the Human Torch, and the Thing will appear.
They better. I don't want Herbie the Robot.
Something that I thought is great, Doctor Doom will make an appearance. These are rumors. This is not confirmed, but this is a rumor, and the next one makes me laugh. Mole Man will appear.
Wow.
Awesome.
I wouldn't be offended by a low stakes villain in the first movie.
Mole Man is not low stakes, my man.
No,
Mole
but he's
Man
not Dr.
is
Doom.
somebody knocked over a gas station, and the Fantastic Four is assembling to respond. Mole Man is not on my list of somebody that you bring in the first family of Marvel
Yeah, that'd be
to
rough.
fight.
That'd
So
be
is this
rough.
like a Amazing Spider-Man 2
that's
situation
what
where he
I'm
fights
hoping
Rhino
won't happen.
in the first
We're-
30 seconds?
yes.
They ran out of budget.
That's what I'm thinking might happen.
We don't need minimal villains. No, that was garbage. I hated that.
I mean, if you assemble as a superhero
You might not
team-
like the rest of the rumored appearances on this list then.
Well,
Because
it depends
there
on who
are-
they are, 'cause
there
there's
are
some pretty
more than
dope
one.
villains.
Villains on this list. Obviously, Dr. Doom, who I think, and I've said this before in this podcast, is one of those that the entire MCU could come together
Yeah.
to try to take on and him be a valid opponent.
That's the thing. He's one of those ones where I want them to savor it. I want them to hold off. I don't want he could be a big bad for the entire Marvel universe, not just a single
Continually.
Fantastic Four movie.
And I don't want him to be a Thanos either, where they're like, we're going to tie him up with a bow and leave him. I want him to be back again and again and again in whatever facet that may be. Dr. Doom has even put his villain cape down before and said, listen, for the good of Latveria and everybody else, I will do
help
this
you,
for
yeah.
you. No, I don't think he's ever said I'll help you. I think he said I will lead you.
I won't hurt you.
I will do this for you. I will not kill you.
you.
Exactly. So down the
Y'all are
list,
cute.
after Mole Man,
Oh.
which makes me, if this is all true, stop looking at my notes.
I'm trying to divert your eyes.
Galactus.
I was going to say, how do you go from Mole Man to Galactus?
We got a big
That is
reaction
the
out of
world's
Ryan.
biggest range I've ever like.
He is actually on my top 5 villains list that you won't get until Justin comes back. Until Justin comes back and there's no
Justin.
more crickets, we're not getting my top 5.
You got a
Justin.
long way to
But
wait,
that's a
man.
spoiler. His spoiler is one of his top 5 is Galactus.
I've already
There you
given
go.
out 2 so far.
I just you can't do Galactus in the first one either. Not to me,
He's
at
too
least.
big
Well,
too.
honestly,
Yeah, he's an Eternals like being level like
I
space.
kind of like
Wait a
it
minute.
'cause
You
He
said,
eats
they
planets.
can
Hold on.
introduce
what was
Norman
that word
Rad.
you used? That key word?
Eternal.
Eternals. Is there an Eternals movie coming out?
Yes, there is.
Would that possibly be?
That was one of my theories. So I let it go a little early.
Pulled that string, didn't I, Mark?
Dang it.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. Next on the list, a personal favorite of mine, Nova will appear.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic Four with Nova. Oh, okay.
So they're going to the ones with him later already?
So I think so. That was one of the things that they said. The MCU's Fantastic Four and X-Men will primarily be based on their Earth 1610 counterparts. In other words, they won't be introduced like origin stories. We're gonna get an established Fantastic Four.
I want
I
that.
bet you we get a already married Sue Storm and Reed Richards.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't need because you never saw the newer Fantastic Four 2015 version where it was just an hour and 15 minutes of monotonous day-to-day stuff going on before they actually turned into the Fantastic Four.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I
Pass.
haven't seen that movie.
I will not
Have
see
you?
that movie.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that movie.
The
This is-
Chronicle version?
I think so. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't. I think
Are you
you're
two
talking-
watching movies separate? That's how it starts.
That's
How
how.
it starts.
That's how babies get made.
I mean, but it was in 2015, so maybe I haven't seen it because we.
She hasn't. Let me go ahead and tell you
Is
she
that the
hasn't
one with
seen
Michael B. Jordan?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that
And
one
it's
I
the one where
You
Dr.
have not
Doom looks like
seen
a
that.
crash test
Yeah,
dummy.
that one I
Oh
haven't
no,
even seen.
no, I have not
Yeah,
seen that.
told
Never
you.
mind.
It just-
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert: she hasn't
Spoiler
seen
alert! I haven't seen it, and I'm totally clueless on what the hell's going
it.
on.
So I think we're going to get a very established, very powerful, very team-oriented Fantastic Four that already knows how to handle their business.
So are we getting a Fantastic Four who's been operating on a smaller scale on this Earth, or is it going to be a different timeline kind of Fantastic Four situation?
I think it's a different universe type thing, like we talked about Multiverse of Madness from Stephen Strange and all that. And I feel like a broken record because anything could come out of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that's where we see our first tie-in from for the Fantastic Four.
I'm all for the multiverse, but I just don't want that to be a scapegoat of every introduction.
Everything.
Oh, he's from somewhere else.
Yep.
It's fine. He's from somewhere else.
But it's an easy one because then
Yeah, it's too
like,
easy.
hey, where were you when Thanos showed up? Before or after?
I'll have to go get a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's back now.
The things like I was shaving.
Something I was thinking about is it has a little bit of a parallel to the X-Men conversation we had, but because they got affected originally by the cosmic rays while they were in orbit doing research.
Right.
What if they were in orbit doing research and the snap happened?
Okay.
And that's how they got their powers.
Very
They'll be the
possible.
only people in orbit, so that's why the 4 of them are the only ones that have that.
Right.
And they've been, and then there was a 5-year gap where they were kind of trying to figure out what they are and how they control it and all of that.
Forgive me for not knowing this, but isn't Victor Von Doom up there with them when that happens too?
In some iterations,
Gotcha. So that would be all of them up there.
it could be all 5 of them up there. They
I
could be
don't
the
want to see a
Fantastic
love
Five.
triangle between Sue Storm, Dr. Doom, and Reed Richards again.
Nope.
No.
Anything that's been done to death, let it go.
Please stop
There's
that.
plenty of good
Yes.
content to pull from.
Yep.
So
Yeah, there truly is, and I think let's finish this list before we go
Okay,
into where I
okay,
think
okay.
he's going to come from. After Nova, which I would think would be a Guardians tie-in or a Thor: Love and
Yeah.
Thunder tie-in, I thought we'd see Nova there, but maybe he will have been shown up, and then it'll show up here
Well,
to
'cause
be more of a tie-in.
Guardians was the Nova Corps,
Right.
And they got wiped out.
Correct.
And there's a rumor going around that was like the last member of the Nova Corps was going to become Nova.
Right.
So okay.
Which
And
would
so
be
after
ultra
that,
dope.
to tie in with Galactus, Silver Surfer.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
Thorn
another
Red.
good one that we're going to see. There's some
What a
casting
great
rumors
library
for
they
him.
have.
Oh yeah,
They could stretch this out for a while if they
Marvel
really
and Disney
wanted
is
to.
like, we're going to print some money, buddy.
I wonder
And
if
now
they're
they're
gonna still start him
also-
out as Galactus's herald, or is he going to be good already when?
I'd like to see the
He's gonna play.
Galactus' Herald, even though it's already been done.
Mhm.
I'd still like to see it because, man, that would seem very insurmountable to go against Doctor Doom, Galactus, Silver Surfer, and Mole Man in
Oh my
one go.
gosh.
in that order.
But wait, isn't,
One
aren't,
go.
isn't
They
there,
beat everybody.
They beat Galactus
Oh,
and Mole Man
all you hear
shows
is-
up.
The Mole Man. Sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Isn't there a rumor? Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm constantly talked over by you.
What's your favorite thing about Mole Man?
Everything. No. What I was going to say is I know that there are some ties between Silver Surfer and, at least in the Infinity Gauntlet, and Adam Warlock. And there's talk of Adam Warlock coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So not that I think that Adam Warlock is going to come first and then it's going to...
Oh, we have a very
Someone
angry
seems
person.
stressed
And
with
Say it
my
with your
remarks.
chest.
Say it with your chest.
They better not go back to Adam Warlock now after Endgame. Just let that shit die.
Think
even
so?
do it.
Don't bring Adam Warlock out at all?
No. If he wasn't going to be the one to stop Thanos, like he should
Yeah,
have,
like you should have Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
then no, don't do it.
Let me ask you this.
He's
let me ask
coming
you
out
this.
eventually, so you're
He
going to be
better
pissed
not.
one day.
He better.
He
not.
has to
I mean,
be.
I wouldn't mind seeing him now, but if you're not going to do it to wrap up the Thanos,
But it,
you know,
Let me
gonna-
say this. Let me
Okay.
say this. You don't want to see Adam Warlock after the fact. Does Adam Warlock never make an appearance in the comics after the Infinity Saga?
you got him there.
I mean, he does, but I mean, it's just.
I
but-
get that. I get
You know
that.
what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
But here's the thing. You got an ace in the hole, right? For
yeah,
Infinity
you
Gauntlet.
use it.
You
use
don't.
it.
You, well, exactly. Let's say you don't use it because you have so many other established characters, and if they would have started with Adam Warlock, who knows where that goes? So you don't use Adam Warlock there, and then the next hand comes around, and you're like, man, we still got Adam Warlock. What do we do?
Yeah, but when you at the end of what is it, the first Guardians, when she's like, "Bring me Adam,"
That's two.
Oh,
Guardians
two.
2.
yeah,
Yeah.
bring me Adam, and then he doesn't show up for another. I don't know how many movies. He never makes an appearance.
Well-
the director
like-
was fired, so
And also,
Well, I mean,
they
not
don't.
even
They
just
don't.
that,
They
but-
don't say "Bring me Adam." In the end of Guardians 2, she's quoted as saying she's building the perfect being, and she's going to call him Adam. So he's not ready. He's still in the hyperbolic time chamber for all you DBZ fans out there, getting ready to be made. Because when they meet that race, and I forget what they're called. In that movie,
she's
gold
Aisha
bodies.
of the she's Aisha, but
I can't remember
Yeah.
what they call it either.
the gold people.
Yeah.
I saw that because Ryan dove right into his phone.
Ryan's got it. He got
But
the
at the
Wi-Fi.
end, she's saying she's creating him, and of course, she has to face the council because of her monumental loss to the Guardians twice. And so then after that, that's going to be her saving grace is Adam Warlock. So who knows why he comes back or why he's used, but he doesn't have the Soul Stone. And in some iterations of the comics, he doesn't have the Soul Stone either, and he's still super powerful.
I think it's going to be like a reverse where he starts off as a hero and ends up a villain. I think he's going to start off a villain and then end up being an ally of the Guardians going forward.
Possible.
So it's somebody that could come back
It's-
time
yeah,
and time
that's
again.
very possible.
Yeah. Very, very
So,
possible.
I can't remember his villain name. Magus? No. What's his villain
It's
name?
not Magus. That's somebody. Magus was isn't that Galactus's
Mm-hmm,
dad? No.
No.
No,
No, it's worth it's worth a goog
Hold on.
this time around.
yes, it is him.
Does Galactus even
It's
have
Magus?
that?
It's the dark aspect of Adam Warlock.
There you go.
But he's a sibling or something to another villain, isn't
Let
he?
me take a look. Not that I see.
I don't
Not
know.
that I
But
see.
let's, so before we get too far into that, because we went down the rabbit hole on that one, the next one rumored to be appearing, I don't know who she is. Alicia Masters. Don't know who that is.
I have no
Says that
idea.
she will appear. Anybody? Feel free to comment on our stuff and let us know, because I certainly don't know who she is. Here's the big one that is rumored to appear in this movie that I was really surprised to see. Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
I can see that.
Rumored to show up. Now, he has a famously very good relationship with Johnny Storm.
Mm-hmm.
They're buds. They've interacted quite a bit. And I was like, oh, Spider-Man. I wonder why he would be there.
That's why I was saying earlier, because if they're going to be doing it down the line, he actually becomes a member of the Fantastic Four.
Right.
So does Storm and Black Panther, like you said before they're married, after the Richards take off. So, I mean, it makes sense, along with She-Hulk and
I
bunch
don't
of
think
other
we're
people.
going to find a scenario where Sue and Reed Richards are already lost, though, because by then they've already got a child, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, no, they take time off to go do other
Be
things.
parents.
So that's when Storm and Black Panther take the place. But if I'm not mistaken, could be wrong.
I'm so glad.
Peter Parker did jump in. I think there was
Yeah.
a kind of cover of him wearing like a paper bag over his head because he couldn't find a Fantastic Four costume with a mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I could see Peter Parker hanging out at the Baxter Building, like
Yep.
kind of just being buds with Johnny Storm, and then looking up to Reed Richards in kind of like a Tony Stark kind of way.
Uh-huh.
Kind of.
I could see
latching onto
he
him.
and Johnny having all sorts of fun in the Baxter Building.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a fun dynamic to see, and that's something that I would definitely be excited.
Speaking
for.
of the Baxter Building, has anybody heard the rumor that is the old Avengers Tower that's being turned into the Baxter Building in Spider-Man: Homecoming?
No.
That
So-
would be kind of cool.
So Spider-Man: Homecoming, remember the scene with Vulture where they have to move all the stuff out of the building because somebody else bought it?
yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, he's swinging around, and it says something new is coming soon, and all the construction stuff is up around the building trying to repair it after the battle in New York. Would that not be awesome if that turns into the Baxter Building right in the middle of New York
That would
as like
be
a
pretty
beacon of
cool.
New York, and we're the new superhero team in town? And
It would be interesting. I'd like to see how logistically that happens. I'd like to see where the money would come from.
Grants,
Yeah, okay.
Definitely
two guys
Grants.
named Grant,
Sure. The Grants. Grant M and Grant N.
Horace Grant.
Do not
From the
get
Orlando
them mixed
Magic.
up.
But I would like to see that. I'd like to see them plop down right in the middle of New York.
Me too.
Spider-Man takes a liking to them. Maybe they get some stuff going on with Wakanda, doing technology stuff back and forth. Like,
I think Ben Grimm is synonymous with New York and being down there just as much as Spider-Man and Captain America and anybody else. Ben Grimm, to me, when you speak heroes in New York, he's one of the first people that pops up.
mm-hmm.
He's one of the first guys I think of. I thought they were going to show up in Black Panther 2. I thought Wakanda was going to be a powerhouse. He's one of those that has a global reach as a superhero.
Mm-hmm.
He's internationally known. I thought
Rock
there
the
would
mic-
be a clash between him and Doctor Doom. So
Okay.
I thought the first Doctor Doom fight
Mm-hmm.
would take place against Black Panther.
Mm.
And then that would be a way for
I
the
could see that.
Fantastic Four to step in and help.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. That's just my thought. A lot of people are saying that Namor's going to show up in that one as well. These
I can
movies,
see
man, we'll see. We'll see. Because of the line from Endgame that there was an earthquake underwater.
Mhm.
Which is, what are you going to do about it? She goes, it's an earthquake. We handle it by not handling it. That, I thought, was a nod to, or
it
maybe a
has to be.
It's
foreshadowing
definitely a preference.
that
Yeah,
Namor's.
yeah, yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Namor's already been one of the names they said, yeah, he's coming.
I'm pretty sure in Avengers 2, there's a map up on the screen, and there's like a dot that says Wakanda, and then there's a dot in the middle of the ocean with like a question mark over
Yeah.
it. So
I will
It
go
was
back
an
and watch
Easter
that frame
egg.
by
Yeah,
frame.
I remember seeing that somewhere too, in like Reddit or whatever. Speaking of Reddit, there's a rumor that in the movie Endgame, which that was Avengers 4, right? Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically, yeah.
Am I not close enough? Do I need to be really close?
Get
There you go.
closer.
Okay,
Perfect.
I'll get really close. But supposedly the only song
That'll help if I
in
turn your mic up.
yeah, the only song in Endgame that actually had lyrics was a Rubber Band Man. So that was supposedly a nod to Reed Richards
Mm.
coming in.
I can.
So
see
I know that doesn't matter because we already know he's coming. But there were
Oh.
Easter eggs like that throughout the movie that supposedly were hinting towards the future of the MCU.
I like it.
I don't know how true it is, but I thought it was kind of cool.
I like it, I said.
Are you Googling? Do I need to push the
No, I'm
Google
not
button?
Googling. I'm kind of slowly transitioning to the next portion of this, unless anybody else has any other rumors of how they might enter the MCU.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, let's talk about the casting rumors.
Oh, I'm ready for this.
Can we Dreamcast first before we talk about the
No.
casting rumors? Oh,
Yes,
I
yes,
think my
that's fine.
Dreamcast is
Okay,
gonna become
okay,
true.
all right.
I think it
Let's
might
make
be
it
for me
fair.
as well.
Let's make it fair. Okay. Each of us should take a member of the Fantastic Four, and we can Dreamcast whoever that is. Okay?
My heart and soul is only. in
Okay.
Okay,
I'll take the easy one.
I'll take the girl.
Oh,
I was gonna say I wouldn't mind seeing Jessica Alba back.
No,
Not gonna happen.
Get out. No, I'm just kidding. She
I
wasn't
think
terrible.
just to Jessica Alba back, I'm going to go with Mark on this one. There's been a lot of things where they've said, oh, they should do it like this, like they did in the last movie, and Mark was absolutely right. Nope, clean slate.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Cut it off.
I
So
don't
you
think
mean
we
Chris
see
Evans
any
isn't
of
gonna
them.
play the Human Torch too, and Captain America.
Yes, he is.
Bouncing back and forth.
Yes, he is. And he's
Only
gonna
if
be
he's
a much
old.
older
Chris
Human
Evans.
Torch.
Well, wait, then I'll do the thing.
Okay, you want the thing?
Yeah,
All right.
it's a Dreamcast though, so like it probably won't.
Listen, that's okay.
It's a Sony
you can
Dream-
Dreamcast it all you want.
Sega Dreamcast.
Okay, so
Okay.
Jessica Alba, you think for?
No, are you taking Invisible Woman?
I could take the Invisible Woman.
All
I
right.
mean, we can all kind of put our 2 cents in on each character.
Well, no. Once this is done, it's final, and we don't get to say any others. We don't even get to go to the casting rumors, okay? It's done. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
this is what I deal with.
So I'll go first.
There's only one person who could be Mr. Fantastic.
Yes.
That's right. I think that's pretty unanimous. Okay, so we'll get that out of the way, and one of us can take Doctor Doom. How about that?
I think
Okay.
you should take Dr. Doom.
I think you should also take that. So let's. Who do you think should be Reed Richards?
Reed Richards, I think, is John Krasinski from The Office.
Of course.
There's
If you
really...
do-
Huh? Yeah.
That's laughing, you jerk.
That's it, and that's why I touched the buttons.
if you cast anybody else, Marvel,
Yeah, no, that's been
He is
such
America's
a
sweetheart.
huge- he really is. Some good news was great during all this COVID-19 nonsense. He has done some badass roles. The one was it where he was in Benghazi. What was that name of that movie? Anyway, doesn't matter. Was it 13 Hours?
yes,
13 Hours. That movie was awesome.
Jack Ryan.
It showed him as a much more mature individual. Correct, Jack Ryan. Matt Ryan, not the quarterback of the Falcons. Anyway,
A Quiet
Matty
Place.
Ice.
Okay,
A
so
Quiet Place.
quick left turn, real quick.
Okay.
Should he direct?
No,
You
No.
don't think? Have you seen The Quiet Place?
I have.
It is amazing.
That's great. However,
When did you
A
see
Quiet
the Never mind.
Place
He saw it without you.
is
Yeah, apparently.
saw it.
much.
What the hell?
A Quiet Place is a lot smaller budget, a lot less required from the director.
Are you saying he would
And
be a
star?
bad director otherwise?
But
I'm not. I'm
but I
thinking.
I feel like it's really difficult to direct a movie like that.
But I feel like he did a lot with a little, and that's more impressive to me
That's what I was going
than
to
blowing
say.
out a $300 million budget.
right,
Boom.
but you're also talking about press tours, interviews, filming, pre-production, post-production, all that stuff. Marvel and Disney is not going to put all of that
That's
for
true.
Marvel's First Family on the lead of the movie. So not only is he going to lead in it, he's going to be in production, he's going to direct, he's going to edit, he's going to do the final cut
Okay.
on a
Especially-
much bigger budget.
How about
Especially
like
if
an
the
associate
leak-
producer, kind of? Maybe
I-
not director,
no,
but in
yeah.
some sort of producer. role.
Producer,
I could see that.
that.
I mean, yeah, but
'Cause-
especially if the leaked Invisible Woman is who she is too.
Right.
That would be really difficult.
Which it's
and this is all
It's gonna that
that
they
would
have
be
to do it.
incredible, though.
but
I'm
it's
looking
all
forward to
one of
that.
those things where, there's too many moving parts, and it's like somebody saying that, hey, Jack, you direct an episode of Alter Ego podcast with all of these folks here and not taking any input from anybody? It wouldn't happen.
How do you direct and star in this every week?
I just stop it, you guys. Oh man. No,
okay, so I
but
agree with you on
see
that
what I
point
mean.
because doing both almost killed Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe we don't need to do that to anybody.
And I think
He seems
him
like such a
focusing
happy
on the
man.
role and doing all that other stuff would be great.
Okay.
So John Krasinski, I'm sure he's a fine director. I'm just saying this is a freaking whale, man. And Marvel
Well, it better
and
be.
Disney are going to put the best in every single position and not make him an every utility player and have him do every facet of the movie. That's just my opinion.
Is there anybody you can think of that you'd like to see tackle this?
As a director,
Mm-hmm.
not really.
I know.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm not great with directors either. So I don't really know, but maybe Martin Scorsese would be interested in doing it.
How dare you?
Jeez,
Scorsese.
that joke fell flat, boy. Holy smokes. Okay, so oh my goodness, somebody's getting a phone call.
Who's plugged in?
That was you.
No.
Oh wait, maybe it's Rob.
I think it was me.
Rob is Bluetooth. I'm turning that off.
Bluetooth off.
Yeah. So
That was awesome.
Could only be better if his phone actually
cool,
answered.
cool,
on
cool,
here.
cool.
Yeah, we're on the air with him.
Hi, this is Rob. Okay,
Yeah,
so let's
anyway.
go over to a Invisible Woman casting.
Yeah. So who's taking Invisible Woman?
I can. Although
The
I do want
non-Invisible Woman.
to give a Ben Grimm as well. So I'm just going to put that out there. I want Emily Blunt to be Invisible
Yes.
Woman.
Who is very famously John Krasinski's wife in real life.
And is great
She is. She
I
also
like her.
starred in A Quiet Place.
with him.
Mm-hmm. They work very well together.
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
I
Okay,
think
so-
that would be a lot of fun.
I have two little fun facts for you.
Yes,
John Krasinski.
These facts better be fun. Before you finish this, Mark?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, Mark.
These facts better be fun.
They are fun.
Fun.
John Krasinski was almost Captain America.
I
How
did
fun
know
I
is that?
believe that.
Yeah.
I
He
believe
did.
that.
He did a screen test and costume and everything with Chris Hemsworth,
Did
and
you
felt
hear
very
why-
bad about himself.
Did you hear why? Yeah. Did you hear why he didn't want to do Captain America?
Because he saw Chris
Because
Hemsworth.
he saw Chris Hemsworth.
And he didn't want to get as jacked as.
Well,
he
not
was-
that he didn't want to get us jacked, but he's sitting there like,
He's
yeah,
like,
this
"Oh,
looks pretty
man."
good. And in comes Chris Hemsworth, yucked up. How you doing, mate? Ready? And he was like, this is silly.
He just slowly takes off his costume
He
and
took
leaves.
off his costume and left. I'm like, you know what? It's tough. I would
So
feel.
he
Yeah.
legit was a solid number 2 choice for that.
Yep.
But the number 1 choice for Black Widow was Emily Blunt. She
Okay.
could not do it with a conflict with another film during Iron Man 2, but she was Marvel's top choice.
I would have loved to see
For
that,
Black
to
Widow.
be honest. But I think that
I think it was worth the wait.
I was going to say, I think
Everything
that
worked out.
it'll end up being worth it.
I can't
Yeah.
imagine anybody else being Captain America or Black Widow at this point.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
two are perfectly cast. So bring them in as this, perfect. So you already know they have that relationship with Marvel, and they've been seeked after before. So
Yep.
slide them in here.
I agree. And so that leaves a Johnny Storm
Who could be Johnny Storm?
casting for Johnny. Ryan, you drew that straw. You drew the hot straw. You drew the hot fry for Johnny Storm. And I have a casting for Johnny Storm
I do
that I've been
too.
thinking about forever.
I have 2 possible, but
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. I know you're serious.
Do it. No,
God damn it, Ryan.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
don't know
know?
who would make a good Johnny Storm.
Ooh, pick me, pick me, pick me, pick
or me, or me, or
I
me.
mean, we also don't know how they're doing.
Both say it
either,
at the same
so-
time. See if you
Yeah.
have the same one. 3, 2, 1.
Zach
Taron
Efron.
Egerton. He's my second choice, and that's why I said
I'm
what
going
I
with that
said.
one.
Yeah!
Only because I want him to be Wolverine, so we can't overcast.
Or Nova. I think that Zac
Oh.
Efron or Taron Egerton could play either of those roles.
Mm-hmm.
Not Wolverine. I mean, they could do that too. That
Oh.
was my original idea. But I think that they could either do Nova or the Human Torch. Either one of them.
I actually wanted Liam Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth.
That I can get
okay,
behind.
there
too.
we go.
I can get behind that too. That's actually a really good.
may
Get all the
or
hem
he
boys
may or
in
may
here.
not.
They have. There
He
has
may or
been,
may not be on this list.
Say there has been rumors that
Yeah.
he was going to come into the MCU and be someone.
I
So
can see that.
I can
I
see
just-
that.
Look at Zac Efron and his ability to play the party animal
Mm-hmm.
and be kind of the frat boy-esque.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
He's
know
that
that.
in pretty much every movie he is.
Did you see the documentary where he played the serial killer?
No.
Oh my gosh, he did Ted Bundy.
Bundy.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Oh, wait, I did see that.
It was
Man.
incredible.
I
See,
think
he took me so far out of it, I didn't even realize it was him.
he
when I
has
think
the
about it.
range, I think, to play an excellent Johnny Storm. Obviously, he's got the physique to be Johnny Storm. He's got one of the best physiques in Hollywood. So for him to
He's
literally
pretty jacked
be
for Johnny Storm.
a hothead and be a big guy like that and be Johnny Storm,
High school quarterback
Just
type.
I think
Perfect.
that Taron Egerton could do it too, though, because we saw him in Kingsman. You see how he's kind of a hothead too.
I don't like
Just
his
saying.
American accent. I don't think he would do a good job with that, personally.
Mm.
But, you don't have to do anything to Zac Efron. He's already
That's
freaking
true.
it.
He is.
Yeah.
But I
I
choose
buy
to
that.
do something to Zac Efron. Ooh.
Efron.
Actor friend. See, I got all worked up just thinking about it.
I think Taron Egerton
He's
is...
hot and bothered talking about the Human Torch.
Taron Egerton is good.
Nope,
He's
just
good.
bothered.
I just don't... Yeah, right?
I'm hot because of the room.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just me. I think Zac Efron would be a shoo-in to be the Human Torch or Nova.
Or Nova,
Both of them
that's
are
what I'm saying.
cocky jerks. Both of them
then again-
get way ahead of themselves.
Liam, I can see doing any of that too. So it's actually
Especially
a little
with
bit
his
easier
brother
to cast than I
playing Thor.
thought.
Kevin Feige, I know you're listening.
Yeah,
Kevin?
definitely.
Take some notes.
Kevin's one of our 8
18.
subscribers.
Oh, 8.
Kevin. No, I'm talking about YouTube.
Oh.
Anyway, let's go on to some of the other dream castings because we didn't get to see Mr.
Grimm.
Ben Grimm, the thing.
Yeah, does anybody else have any ideas for
I
him?
wanna hear
I
yours.
have an idea.
I have a great one.
Oh,
I
okay.
think-
So hold on. Since you jumped in on
I did.
Invisible Woman
Yep.
and Johnny Storm, let's hear from the young man in the corner,
It'll be his third time, but Josh Brolin.
Josh.
No,
I
Brolin.
think
my-
he could pull that off.
Josh Brolin could be anybody.
He's Thanos.
He could.
He's Cable. Why not make him the Thing?
The thing.
He's got the voice for it. I don't
Exactly.
know. So when I think of Ben Grimm, it's like I said, you've got to sound like New York.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be,
The one guy from Hellboy. What's his name?
David Harbour.
He's already in the MCU.
Not that one.
Although
Ron
he
Perlman?
could have
Ron
done.
Perlman?
Ron Perlman.
No.
Too old though now.
You
Yeah.
like my idea.
I mean, I
like
love
his
Ron
voice.
Perlman.
No?
There's a lot of ideas on this page, and some of them are terrible.
Mine was Dominic Purcell.
Oh, that's the gentleman from Escape or the
Prison Break.
Prison Break.
Wasn't he also in the Legends of Tomorrow?
Yep.
Yes.
But he can do that in Prison Break. He does have that.
I could see that.
Yeah,
okay.
and he's
all right.
built very big. I mean, he's 50 in real life, so I mean, he fits kind of the general age for him.
I'm gonna go
Just give it to
on.
Vin Diesel.
I'm gonna touch on
Just give it
that.
to Vin Diesel.
That's one of mine. Vin Diesel. You want to talk about the voice? I don't know if he's got the New York about him, but man, he's got the
No.
gravelly voice.
They've been promising him something for a very long time after that Groot stuff.
Really?
Because he was
Something
supposed to be
more
Black
than
Bolt.
Groot.
When he signed on, it was a dual role.
Yeah.
It was Black Bolt and Groot.
So one of them was a talking role, the other one was not.
Yeah, so
Got
that
it.
way you can do both. And he just never got the other one.
He
I
could do
can
a
see
good
him
Ben
doing
Grimm
Ben
for
Grimm.
sure. So here, I'm just going to go down the line, and we can kind of take a look at this. Obviously,
Wait, you got to do Dr. Doom.
oh, Doctor Doom.
Yeah, don't
Bradley
spoil
Cooper.
that. You got to give us your ideas before you.
Doctor
Give us the
Doom
rumors.
for me. And I'll go back to why I think this guy would be perfect. Because he's got excellent acting chops. He's shown every range of emotion on screen, I think. Maybe we've talked about this, maybe we haven't. But I thought the guy in the beginning, in the first couple Fantastic Four movies, was very flat. Julian McMahon, I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
I didn't feel threatened by him by hearing his voice. I didn't feel like he was an imposing character. I didn't think that anybody really gave a crap about him.
We need a stern dictator type.
We need a stern dictator type. We need somebody who can deliver. Okay, this also is multifaceted because it reminds me of Wesley Snipes in Blade. Why I say that, in the first Blade movie, he doesn't say a word until 8 minutes in. You probably don't realize that.
No.
Because he's such a
kicking ass and
polarizing
taking names in
he's
the first
such a
8 minutes.
polarizing character. He commands your attention, and he was so dominating on screen that you didn't realize it had been 8 minutes before he said, "Hey, I got this bitch over here. She's been bit by a vampire."
Pretty good.
It's really good.
So I felt this gentleman here would be absolutely perfect, and I heard
Wesley Snipes.
yes, you got it.
That would be pretty great, actually.
I'll kill you, motherfucker.
He actually has a scheduling conflict with White Man Can't Jump still. So part two. So he's not available. Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
Bryan Cranston, I think, it just reminds me of that clip of him as Walter White, and he's finally lost it. And he's talking to his wife. I am the danger. All that shit. When he gets all fired, I am the one who knocks. I'm like, okay, I believe you.
I always saw him as like a Lex Luthor or something like that. So I can see this.
But I could see him behind the mask with kind of that
and he has the
drop
voice too.
down effect.
Yeah.
And the way that he could say something very calmly
Yep.
and
That's
still have you shitting your pants on the other side of him. You know what I mean?
See, we went two very different ways, but I can see that working
Yeah.
a lot.
But he can also come off as a very intelligent scientist type of individual outside of the suit. So,
Very much so.
I can totally see that being the case.
I could also see him being, in a lot of cases in Doctor Doom, how I feel is he's very dismissive of the opposition. I don't even need to bother with you. I've already beat you before you showed up on my doorstep. That's how I feel
I
about
can
Doctor
see
Doom.
that cockiness in him.
And so, and that was another thing that I wanted to say when we brought up Ben Grimm and we said, oh, Dominic Purcell's got the body for it. I don't think we're going to see a human being in a suit. We've seen with the Hulk that they can do amazing things with CGI right now. And if you want to do Ben Grimm justice, he better be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
he
as
better
a
be a
human,
big-
if they don't give us an origin of it, because we won't see Ben Grimm as Ben Grimm.
That's
If
very
we,
true.
right?
Yeah, so just
So I guess it
So
really
just
doesn't
make it Vin
matter.
Diesel again.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I guess it really doesn't matter because it is probably going to be more of a voice and
Yeah.
very CGI.
And I think and I think the same goes for Doctor Doom. I want to see the metal
You don't think
mask.
we'll ever see him?
I want to see the cape covering. I want to see the shadows. I want that mystery about him, which is why I think that Bryan Cranston's voice could be that polarizing. Like you never see Josh Brolin's face when he's playing Thanos, but all it took was
I swear I do. I don't know. I look at that CGI and I'm like, I see
Well, they did
Thanos.
form that to him a little bit,
Yeah.
but still, you hear his voice. You know what I mean? In that opening monologue of Infinity War.
Oh, fantastic! Like, great,
I'm sold.
perfect.
Yeah.
I've
that
already
first
told
5
you.
minutes was
Yeah.
cinematic gold.
It really was. And I think Cranston could deliver that.
Yeah.
He's also, you know what I mean? He's an A-list actor who could hold the screen just as well as anybody else they bring in. They're not going to bring, like, let's say you have a superhero movie with The Rock. There's not a lot of people who are going to outshine The Rock on screen. So you bring in somebody like John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, Zac Efron, or whatever your dream casting is, whoever they end up being, these titular characters, none of them are going to outshine somebody like Bryan Cranston if it's done correctly, in my opinion.
I can get behind this.
Yeah.
I like it too.
I like it.
So
And he was a rumor, maybe? Yes,
he is a rumor to play a villain in the movie, not to play.
He's going to be
Dr.
Mole
Doom.
Man.
Oh my God. That would be so embarrassing.
For Bryan Cranston, I think
And
he'd
all
say,
of us in the
"Hey,
room, they're
yeah,
like, yeah. And he's
we want you
He
to
can
be
lead
Mole-
the universe.
We want you to be Mole Man.
And he's Mole Man.
All
I don't
messed
see
out.
him. I don't see him saying yes to that. So the first duplicate character getting rumored as being cast is Ewan McGregor to play Reed Richards.
No.
Don't
Pass.
see
Wait,
that
what?
happening.
Pass.
McGregor.
Wait,
Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
From the prequels.
I know his name. I got to see his face.
No.
You don't know Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I
Fun
pushed
fact,
the button,
Brian
folks.
is not
She
a
pushed
big
the button
Star
because
Wars
we are Googling who's after Ewan McGregor.
And because I like having control to push the buttons, because now I know which color is which.
Oh my goodness. We actually fade that out. Please
nope.
don't be rude. So
Production
Ewan McGregor
quality's
as
down the
Reed
tubes.
Richards. I don't see that coming. I don't see that working.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Pass.
Let's move on to the Sue Storm casting rumor. There's so many. It's literally a full page. So if I say it's a casting rumor, that doesn't mean it's definite by any stretch of the imagination. Alice Eve, which I recognize her face.
Better just keep that doodle button going because I don't know
Right.
who any of these people are.
Right. She's out of my league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was in Star Trek Into
Oh,
Darkness.
I can see it. I can kind of see that.
Yeah. I see the look there. Yeah, sure. She looks the part for sure. I don't know if
Show me her acting chops.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
was born in London,
can't-
England.
I don't think she can hold a candle to Emily Blunt. So,
Well-
that's my personal opinion. That's personal opinion.
Okay. The next one for Johnny Storm, Andrew Garfield, who was Spider-Man.
No.
Don't like that either. I like him. I did like him.
Can we get Tobey Maguire as Mole Man?
We're not getting away from Mole Man on this, are we?
No.
I don't think
Are
Mole
there
Man's
Mole
going
Man
anywhere.
rumors on there? Because we need to know.
Let's take a look.
Is it Danny DeVito?
From Penguin to
No.
Man.
No, sorry, no Mole Man rumors. Probably because nobody gives a shit.
I care.
First one for Ben Grimm, though, Nathan Fillion.
Okay.
Maybe.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, I
Here's
can't
one.
Just
see
because I
that
like him. That's the
either.
only reason.
Yeah, it's. I'm going to say one of these before I say the other one. It's two Silver Surfer castings. First one, Norman Reedus from
No.
what is it, Walking
No.
Dead.
Nah,
Oh,
I don't see
pass.
that either.
Here's another one that you're all going to have the exact opposite reaction for. Keanu.
In.
I could do it.
Keanu Reeves, baby.
For who?
Silver Surfer.
He,
Oh, I can
yes.
get behind that.
Jay's
He's
Ball
another one
comes
with
in
a
like
pretty
John
polarizing
Wick.
voice,
I
too.
can see that being a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could do it. Galactus keeps asking me if I'm back.
Well, I'm back.
And I started thinking, yeah, I'm back. Sorry, that's not the line exactly. Keanu, if you're listening, I love you so much. I tried to do you justice. So far, we got Keanu listening and Kevin Feige. Stay tuned, people.
All-star.
Alice Eve was listening, but now she's not. So she
Yeah,
thinks
I
Emily
threw her under
Blunt
the
can
bus.
Hold a candle to her. She said, unsubscribe,
Yeah, well, f you.
Blocked.
unfollow.
Yeah. Okay. Terry Crews as Ben Grimm.
See, I love
All
that,
day long.
actually. He could be
Can he
anybody.
pop his pecs
Yes.
with the rocks in them?
The only way I will accept that is if the movie opens and all you hear is 1,000 Miles comes on, and he just making my way downtown. If
Walking fast, yeah.
that doesn't happen,
Walking
fuck
fast
Terry
because I'm Ben Grimm. Diddle-diddle-diddle-down.
That's all I want now. This is all I need in
Yeah,
life.
Yeah.
I would love
Now I want a
that.
Thing Solo movie.
And it'd be Terry Crews.
Oh, my gosh.
Your
Going
Thing
down the
Disney
streets of
Plus
New York.
original series.
So
Yes.
we're now into one that is going to get your attention a lot.
Listening.
As
Two
in Mark.
Ben Grimms.
Mm.
Two Ben Grimms. The next one was Zac Efron. We discussed Zac
Mm-hmm,
Efron as Human Torch and Johnny Storm. The next one is for The Thing, and he would be played by John Cena.
When I was trying to think of somebody, that crossed my mind.
Did
and
it
I
not
went,
cross mine too?
It did.
Before this even
If we're
was a
talking
thing.
physique, just, let him roll in some gravel before you start filming. He's already that big.
Just put some super glue on him and let him roll in the mud.
He's got the voice for it too. I don't know if I see him, dude. If he sounds like heel John Cena coming out trying to do New York, and
He's
you know
also,
what I mean?
in my opinion,
heel
I think
John.
he looks a little too young. I think Ben Grimm needs to be
Yeah.
that. He needs to be a little bit older, and I don't know. I think John Cena could potentially be a more serious actor in the future when he is a little bit older, but I think he is just in general. I think he's too young. He comes off as just a kid.
Yeah.
Again,
Plus
I
he's-
think
plus
it's
he's
all
cast
about
in
the
a DC
voice.
movie. He's in the new Suicide
Yeah, he's in
Suicide
Suicide
Squad
Squad,
movie
yeah.
That's
as
true.
Peacemaker. I just remember I couldn't think of it the other day when we were talking about it on that episode. Peacemaker.
Muy
The Invisible
interessante.
Woman. Can't see
We'll have
it.
to take a look. Even better.
I can't see.
Okay, so here's one that you probably didn't hear, but I'm interested to see your reaction to
You're
it.
pointing at me.
I don't know if people know who Phillip Brooks is.
Really.
Do
As-
you know who
as
Phillip
who?
Brooks is?
No, I do
Do
not.
you know who Phillip Brooks is? In the WWE universe, does anybody know who Phillip Brooks is?
I do.
Is it this really old guy in the black and white
Let's just
pictures?
go ahead and say that transition that's fade out.
That is a
really
different
good.
Phillip
From
Brooks.
1835.
No,
That is
you
Victorian.
probably should have
Phillip Brooks
done
Oh,
Phillip
CM
Brooks,
Punk.
CM Punk.
Okay.
as Ben
yeah,
Grimm.
as Ben Grimm.
But is he an actor?
He's done a horror movie
He's out of
called
right now.
The Third
I
Floor, I
can't-
believe.
Yeah,
No.
straight to Redbox.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I can see him being the mole.
I mean, he looks a little small. Too.
Mole man. I can't
Again,
see him doing
I
Ben
don't
Grimm.
think we're going to see somebody in a motion capture suit. We might see somebody in a motion capture suit, but we're
Like
not
I'm
going to
saying.
see the physique of
No,
any of
it
these
could be
folks.
literally anybody.
Right.
It
When
could
I-
just be Sean Dunnigan who
Yeah.
plays Rocket Raccoon.
Right. And so when I see this, all I think of is the voice. Does the voice do it?
Mhm.
I mean, and that's why I think some of these casting rumors are kind of silly
I don't know
because
his voice
yeah,
enough.
sure, Terry Crews, he's perfect. He's huge.
Yeah.
He could be any of those. He could have been the Hulk. But as far as the voice goes, I just don't see it.
I don't know. Terry Crews could narrate a dictionary, and
He,
I just
and
sit
I would
there
listen
so
to
happy.
the whole damn thing.
Well-
Morgan Freeman.
The,
Yes.
the only
That
the only
guy, too.
weird
How
thing
you
about
doing,
CM
Johnny
Punk,
Storm?
he has a pre-existing relationship with Marvel because he's written a couple of issues of Thor for Marvel
I
Comics.
know.
He's also written Drax.
Oh, that's right. He did do Drax.
He
as
did a
well.
whole series for Drax.
I can
Um,
see him being someone. I don't think I can see him.
He needs to be a
being
villain. He
That's
needs to be a
and when
villain.
I see his face, I kind of see that too. Now I know you're talking voice, but I don't know his voice enough to have an opinion on it.
One that's been debunked that I'm very sad about.
Mm.
David Harbour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's sad.
He would've been
shoulda-
great.
He
But
should
he
have
is
had
in
a
something
much
else.
bigger involvement. Yeah, but we talked about it too.
Who
He's
is
in
he?
Black Widow.
He's
we
going to be
should've-
one and done for Black Widow, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's
gotta be.
Red Guardian.
He should have had
Yeah.
such a major involvement in the MCU somewhere, and I think that they might have hit the
Yeah.
mark with him. I don't know. We obviously haven't seen the movie because it's been moved.
He's the
but-
new Captain America.
Here's one that that Ryan had touched on: Liam Hemsworth as Johnny Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
I
like
think
that one.
he's another good one.
Yeah.
He's one that if they cast him, I wouldn't be disappointed.
No.
They'd be like, "Let's go. All right, I'll see it." Here's one that's far fetched, and I don't think it's going to happen at all. Dwayne the Rock Johnson as Ben Grimm. No.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised though.
that's just another Terry Crews situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, The
Just
Rock's in everything.
Yeah.
But also, he is going to be Black Adam in an upcoming DC film.
Yeah.
So
And he's starring in that. And you know what? The Rock also posts everything that he's doing on social media. He's the hype train.
mm-hmm.
And I think you worry about him getting too much of a spotlight. I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
That's
I
true
don't
too,
think-
because literally, like, he went and met with DC, and he posted a picture of the DC stand. He's like, "Oh, I'm talking to them about doing Black Adam today," and they're like,
Yep.
"Oh shit,
Yeah,
no,
please
don't do that."
Stop. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Keanu Reeves will have a role. Okay.
Make a Moon
With
Knight.
the Fantastic Four specifically, or in MCU?
Yeah, no, we'll have a role in the MCU.
I want
In
Keanu
the,
as
He's
Moon
going to
Knight.
be at the
That's all I
Continental.
want.
He's gonna
you
walk
and I
out.
differ on that.
Why not?
Moon Knight. Huh?
That's it. He's making a John Wick cameo.
There we
He's going
go.
to be shooting through people.
That'd be
Dr.
pretty cool.
Doom's going to step on his dog's tail. It's all
Oh
over.
my gosh.
Bryan Cranston will appear as a villain. Okay. That's another one that I would. It's not
Evil gas station attendant number 2.
right. Here's one that we haven't seen on here yet Galactus. Obviously a voice. Liam Neeson.
I love
Oh,
Liam Neeson.
okay.
Yeah, he was
Yep.
he was actually my original thought for that too.
Yeah.
I don't have
money.
His voice would be so good for that
Yeah.
because he has such a
Just see
he
him
has such a
calling Reed
deep-
Richards.
he has such a deep, like, captivating voice that even when he's talking low, which I feel like Galactus being so large, if he was talking normal, it would be like bassed. It would be very loud. So I feel like he probably does talk in a very low sort of. I can't
Does
do it like you.
Galactus really talk? He just eats planets.
For real.
Fair enough.
We're not having a conversation.
And I will eat it.
But
Choose
even
in
in
Liam
that,
Neeson voice.
Yeah.
even in that dropped tone in his voice, he
Here's
could
another
totally-
good one for Galactus. Mark Strong. And before you hit the Google button, Mark Strong is from. He was in Shazam. He was the bad guy in Shazam.
Okay.
He was in Kingsman. He plays Merlin in
Yes.
Kingsman. He is typically a villain.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very polarizing
He
voice.
absolutely
He's very,
does.
very good.
As long as he's not a big smoke cloud, I'm good.
Me too.
He needs a big purple helmet. That's
Me too. Big
You know?
purple helmet. He needs to be massive,
Mhm.
Yep.
and there needs to be a good reason for them to. Or
He's
good-
27 feet tall.
Yeah.
27 feet tall.
No,
like-
he's bigger than that.
No, he's
Just say
bigger.
than
He
that.
can eat a
27
planet.
Eat a
feet tall.
planet.
Right.
Yeah,
All the
he's
images you
literally
see
like-
of him are literally of the earth in the palm of his
Palm of his
hand.
hand.
He's
Yeah.
like 27 miles tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he like change size?
He's like 6'7".
I
He's
do believe
real
he
tall.
changes
He's like
size.
Yao Ming
he
size.
does
I believe he does change size.
because
and
when
he
I was
can.
doing my
Yeah.
favorites,
But that's what I'm
pretty
saying.
sure.
Like, you shouldn't even see
20,
him.
almost 27 feet tall and 18 ton. That's what
Yeah.
I had for when he was on my villain list.
Yeah, when he's
So maybe at like
Smaller.
normal.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprising.
They've
for
done
me
different
for him
scales
to do
for
that.
it,
Yeah.
depending on
at
which
Earth
iteration it
walking
is.
height.
Here's just a
I'd like
big,
to check out this Earth before I eat it.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
but I still want to be really big.
This is just a kind of random thing of names. I don't know who some of these people are, but Kevin Feige has met with Ewan McGregor. Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger
Oh,
Things.
okay.
Don't know who she'd play, but that would be cool. Keanu Reeves. Himesh Patel. Is that the gentleman who was in that movie that just came out on Netflix? I don't know who he is. Himesh Patel. Somebody Goog it. But Colin Farrell,
Okay.
Jessica Chastain,
Oh, she's
and
good.
Henry Cavill for
I want
future MCU
Henry Cavill
movies.
as anything.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who that gentleman is.
Oh, he's actually in Tenet.
His name's not Mesh Patel either. That's what I typed in because that's what I heard you say.
Himesh Patel.
Mesh
Himesh
Patel.
Patel.
Himesh Patel.
Spandex Patel.
I think I was like typing it and then I deleted it.
Yeah. Here are some
don't know who
other
he is.
interesting ones. One of them would be a cast who's already played a very major comic book role. First one, Viggo Mortensen to play Victor Von Doom.
Van Helsing.
That's Hugh Jackman, isn't it? Wasn't Hugh
Yes.
Oh,
Jackman?
yeah, no, that is
Yes.
him. That is him. My bad.
Mark. I said that one. Ben Barnes will have a role. Who is that? Christoph Waltz to play Victor Von Doom.
I can kind
Okay.
of get behind it.
I can't stand that idea because you have Christoph Waltz sitting next to you and go, please have a seat so I can talk to you
Yeah,
about the
that's
destruction of your planet over 17 minutes in well-articulated words. No, sorry, dude. He killed Inglourious Bastards
That's
for
Ben
me.
Barnes.
When he was sitting there, oh, he played not Crossbones. He played in the Punisher series. Who was he?
Oh, he was Jigsaw.
Jigsaw. Thank you.
And from Westworld.
Yeah.
I love that guy. I didn't know that was his name, though.
Um,
Ben
I do
Barnes.
think Christoph Waltz could probably do something else, but I don't. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
His voice needs to have that.
Yep.
It needs to have. He needs to. Yeah.
And though Christoph Waltz is an excellent performer, I just don't see that out of him. I'd be happy to be proved wrong, but I just don't see it.
He'd be Victor Von Doom's #1 commanding officer.
And his superpower is talking off the ear of the Fantastic Four. Yeah, honestly, he killed Inglourious Bastards for me because after
Yes.
5-6 minutes of that straight monologue of him, it didn't even seem like he took a breath. I was like, dude, come on, wrap it up. Sorry, that's Tarantino, not him. Here's the one that I was talking about. As Victor Von Doom, which would what? You're going to play two of the biggest villains ever? Michael Fassbender.
I could see it.
Me too. I could see it.
If they don't show his face, they can get away with it.
Yep. Here's a rumor we just talked about. Tom Holland will appear as Peter Parker's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some Agatha Harkness, Jessica Lange. Don't know who that is. These kind of start to peter off here. I'll just list a couple more good ones. And here's one that has actually been in serious talks from what I hear, same breath as John Krasinski. You know how they say almost that John's a certainty, that this guy's almost a certainty? And that is Giancarlo Esposito, who was a villain in Breaking Bad. Oh, interesting. He was a villain in Breaking Bad.
The
and
chicken
he
guy?
was, Huh?
The chicken guy?
I don't know who the chicken guy is.
Have you never seen Breaking Bad?
I have seen a lot of it, but no, not all of it.
You
Who's
didn't
the
finish
chicken?
it?
No. He's the guy who gets half his face blown off.
That's the chicken guy.
Spoilers,
There you
bro.
go.
Some of us haven't seen it
Jesus.
yet.
What the hell?
Anyway, he was also in The Mandalorian. He was
Yes.
the gentleman at the very
With the
end
dark
with the
saber.
black lightsaber.
Yes.
Never seen that either.
And
Yeah,
he's
well.
spoiler alert all day over here.
Do yourself a favor.
You'll never see it coming, so it's fine. It won't ruin it for you.
But now you know to expect something that you don't know is coming.
Here's three more. Here's three more. Andrew Lincoln as Mr. Fantastic. Don't see that coming.
I'd like to see him as something, just not that.
Nikaj Coster-Waldau as Dr. Doom.
That's
Did you
not
just
even a
make up
real
that name?
I was gonna say.
That's not a real name.
If you do, that
You
is
just said vowels.
that's Jamie Lannister from Game of Thrones.
okay.
Oh,
Ooh, really sucked the wind out of the room on that one.
The sister fucker.
Oh, that'll be cool.
I don't mind him either, but I
Does
don't.
Dr. Doom have a sister?
Pals.
Wow.
And then here's one. I don't know who this gentleman is, but the name he's associated with has not been on any of our lists, any of our rumors, any of our this person will appear, but I'm excited. Michael C. Hall will play Kang the Conqueror.
Oh. Wait, who's Mike? Okay. I got excited by Kang. Who's Michael C. Hall?
Who is he, and why is that name next to his name? I want to know.
I mean, I know all about Kang the
Oh,
Conqueror.
that's Dexter.
It's Dexter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
This is Dexter.
Okay. I
Let's
actually,
give him a purple face.
yeah, we'll see. Purple face.
He has a pretty good voice.
Let's give him a
though.
purple face.
I mean, that would definitely end up being a CGI.
I'm going to say that about every other casting we ever do. What do you say about Wolverine? Give him a purple face. That'll work out well, right?
Yeah.
Who else could we give? You know what? They're going to bring back the Blob. You know what? Give him a purple face. He'll be
Mo Man, give him a purple face.
Yeah. Here are some other rumors that aren't really rumors.
Then what are they?
Alter Ego Podcast 2@gmail.com.
It's a rumored email address.
That's a rumored email address. I don't know. I don't have much more to talk about with this. I mean, those are all the casting rumors that they have. I think it's going to be the way they're approaching this and some of these rumors, and this could be the MCU fanboying out like crazy and wanting to see all these A-plus stars. I mean, geez, looking at the actors that they're even mentioning, the budget for this movie would be insane.
Yeah, I want a Fantastic Four movie. I don't want all these cameos.
Yeah.
One, maybe two villains.
Now,
maybe a Peter Parker, but we don't need Peter Parker, Nova, Black Panther. Like this, it's just going to muck up the system. I want
you gotta
the Fantastic
build it.
Four.
Yeah, well, you got to build them like the Avengers.
so we kind of talked about where we would see them and then where we show up. So are all these other people that would be on this list, you're right. Let's keep Nova and in Spider-Man and all that. Let's maybe keep that out of it, or whoever just brings them in, let that be the major MCU crossover.
Yeah, we do all that, and a Silver Surfer, and a Galactus,
Right.
and a this, and a that, and a Victor Von Doom in the distance.
To me, you gotta have Silver Surfer before you have Galactus.
Yeah.
That's true.
But if they try and cram all this into one movie, it's just going to be a mess.
Yeah.
That's why I hope that they like they did with the Avengers is that maybe we'll get like a Nova origin story or whatever. And then I mean I think the Fantastic Four is going to come long before that, so it's kind of unsure of what direction they're going to go with it. But it would be nice to see these characters definitely develop like we had the Thor movies and we had the Captain America movies and things like that. But I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I don't know how many more origin stories we're going to see. I think people are tired of them.
Yeah, honest to God.
I think we're going to start seeing a lot of just already envisioned superheroes.
Kevin Feige was saying that like Ant-Man might be the last origin story we have.
Yeah, and it makes sense.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
it.
you could do a flashback, but let's not do any more of these.
Yeah, like we
Well,
can
that's
see
what Black Widow was basically a flashback.
we
right?
can see the
That's
Fantastic
what this
Four.
movie is going to. Oh, you mean when they did an origin for her? Yeah, it was all flashbacks.
Yeah,
which was fine.
yeah, that's perfect.
She's
Like,
a perfectly fleshed
okay,
out character.
So
with
Spider-Man: Homecoming, that was not an origin story. He was already Spider-Man, and he got a couple glimpses as to why he is who he is.
Mhm.
But we don't need the first hour and a half of the movie to be him not Spider-Man.
Uncle
and then for the
Ben.
last 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't want to see Uncle Ben shot ever again.
that. Again.
No.
That poor man has been through enough.
Yeah.
He's died over and over. We've seen it.
So, last point I was going to make on this is Marvel, when they have their big boys. When I say big boys, I mean, your RDJs, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans,
Mm-hmm.
Chadwick Boseman has also gotten treatment like this. I think Benedict Cumberbatch has well. They've all gotten 5 movie deals. So do all these guys get 5 movie deals together? Do all of these big A-list actors want to dedicate 5 movies to being these characters? You know what I mean?
That's why I'm a little apprehensive about them actually getting a full A-list cast going all the way across the board.
Yeah.
Do I see Emily Blunt and John Krasinski? Yeah,
Yes.
that's going to happen. But I think the other two are going to be somebody lesser known,
Yeah.
just so they can lock them into those Marvel contracts
Possible.
and have them
Dominic
for a while.
Purcell.
Maybe. But you also look at, look at Black
Maybe.
Panther. He's been in close to 5 movies.
Mhm.
He's been in 3.
Mhm.
He was in Civil War. No, he's been in 4. He's been in both Endgame and Infinity War. He was in Civil War, and his only full-length feature where he's done anything all really is Black Panther.
He'll probably do 2 more Black
So-
Panthers, and that'll
He's
probably
saying
be
he
it.
might not even want to do Black Panther 2.
What?
Shut up.
What?
Right? Another story for another time.
Killmonger's back.
Actually,
That's
no.
what
But
I've been saying.
they
We're
were
talking about
they were
Chadwick,
talking about
what's
it
his
going
face?
to his sister.
Which
Okay.
does happen. Yeah.
Shuri?
Wait, he still has to
Sure.
do. He's doing Black Panther too.
Yeah, but contractually, he shows up, he dies in the first frame. That's his 5th movie. They could do that.
When I saw Black Panther, I thought it was cast backwards. I
Yeah.
thought Michael B. Jordan should have been Black Panther, and Chadwick Boseman should have been.
I think it
Killmonger.
I'm
was well
glad it
done,
worked
but
out
I
the
can
way it
actually
did.
see that. I can see that.
I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan, and the
I
fact
like-
that he was
yeah.
perceivably one and done was just such a shame to me. I don't know.
Yeah, he's such a good actor. But I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see who they do play. I would love to see, the A-listers, because honestly, whoever's doing Ben Grimm just has to do the press tour
Yeah.
and get on the mic and maybe do the motion capture.
I could see a Zac
don't know.
Efron like jumping on and really diving into a 5-6 movie deal. I can
Yeah.
see that happening.
He's young. I can absolutely see him
Yeah.
doing that.
I think it would be a good thing, and I think it's overdue
Mhm.
for a Marvel done, a well-done Fantastic Four.
The first family.
Yep.
Yeah.
first family of Marvel. They've been
Stan
gone
Lee's
for so long.
favorite comic book creation of all time.
Yep. I
So.
think that's
On
something
the
that I
horizon.
really want to see, and I think they'll do a great job. I can't wait for more news to come out about this.
I mean, I'm sure
be
it'll be
sure this will
2022.
not be the last time you hear us talk about Fantastic Four on this channel. But yeah, so if you have any opinions or anything else you want us to discuss or
Keep 'em
some
to yourself.
comments about this, yeah, hi Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
What a story, Mark.
What a story, Mark.
You can check us out at alteregopodcast2@gmail.com, Alter Ego Podcast on Twitter at podcast_ego, and Facebook at Alter Ego Podcast, Instagram at Alter Ego Pod, YouTube.com, which, hold on, can we talk about YouTube for a second? We have recently started
Wow,
putting
we've never
some
stopped
videos
the
on
movie.
YouTube. And I'd really love for you guys to go like and comment and tell us how bad they are. And the Tenant reaction that we recently did is on
You
YouTube.
can see our faces.
You can see what we look like, at least me, Mark, and Ryan. So sorry about that. But
I filmed it, but I'm not in it.
Your presence was felt.
My presence was felt.
Yes, it was.
It was the most boring 4 minutes of my life. Anyway,
It was.
Yeah,
Anyway,
really
check
go
it
watch
out.
that video.
Yeah, go check it out. Let us know what you think.
God.
not
And,
the video.
Oh my God. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. We love you. Seriously, we love you.
Bye, everybody.
See?